सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जाग्रति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः आपूर्यमाणमचलप्रतिष्ठम् समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमांश्चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति। एषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति। So, ya nisha, what is night, meaning what is unknown, what is ununderstood. Ya nisha, sarva bhutanam, what is not understood by everybody, by most of the people, by the world, what is not understood by most of the human beings. Tasyam, to that, jagarti, wide awake, sanyami, a sage. A sage is wide awake to a reality that is not understood by the whole world. There is a reality, there is a truth about oneself. Everybody has an ununderstood, beautiful truth. Every person, every living being has certain ununderstood truth. The ununderstood truth about every living being is that he happens to be the truth, the eternal truth. Every living being has a certain truth, and that is that he happens to be exactly the answer to his problems. Therefore, when a person is unaware of what he is, he becomes a problem to himself. When he is aware of what he is, then he becomes the answer. So everyone is a problem in self-ignorance. We become a problem to ourselves in ignorance, self-ignorance. Because there is no other ignorance, self-ignorance, self-non-understanding. And then one becomes an answer to one's problems. That means, if one is a problem, one is an answer, means when does one become a problem? One becomes a problem when one is unaware. Don't expect anything big out of yourself when you are not aware of what you are. Don't expect big things. Therefore, every imperfection is a natural outcome of self-ignorance. Only imperfections stem from self-ignorance. Imperfections. Because they are all contrary to the nature. Therefore, when we don't know the happy self that we are, we start concluding that we are unhappy individuals. When the unlimited self is ununderstood, then when the self is not understood as unlimited, it's taken as limited. When the self is not understood as perfect, it's taken as imperfect. When the self is not understood as the observer, it's taken for the form. It's taken for the form. Thus, we take the self wrongly, we misconceive our existence wrongly, and the outcome is only struggle, dissatisfaction with ourselves. Therefore, we have to look at this. Dissatisfaction with ourselves. It is universal. Dissatisfaction with oneself is universal. This dissatisfaction with oneself must be understood as a dissatisfaction with one's view of oneself. There is never dissatisfaction with one's existence. Are you able to follow? It is not possible to have dissatisfaction with one's own existence. We love existence. The dissatisfaction is not with our existence. The dissatisfaction is with our view of ourselves. We happen to have a wrong view. We happen to have a wrong view. And within that wrong view, even if you make huge progress, physical progress, ultimately there is always dissatisfaction, because ultimately I cannot be satisfied with that wrong view. I view myself as a form. I view myself as a form. I view myself as a form. Don't make noise. I view myself as a form. I view myself as a form. And keeping that view intact, even if you become rich, you have to live with that view. You hardly live with your money anyway. It is all the time in the bank. It is all the time in the bank. Where do you live? You don't live with your money. You are all the time living with your view about yourself. You wake up with the view, live with your view, and again fall asleep with that view, going in the unmanifest state. And again when you wake up, the view also wakes up. Therefore, it is not possible to have satisfaction with the world. It is not possible to have dissatisfaction with the world. Satisfaction and dissatisfaction is not with the world. Our satisfaction is with ourselves and dissatisfaction with ourselves. It's not possible. And what we comment as dissatisfaction with money, dissatisfaction with the wealth that you have, dissatisfaction with the material achievements that you have made. It is not dissatisfaction with the wealth. It is dissatisfaction with the same wrong view about yourself. Because if we conclude that we are only a form, as a form, it is always limited and imperfect, and we can never be satisfied with that view that we are form. The view that I am born can never satisfy us. The view that I am subject to die can never satisfy us. The view that I am only 6 feet tall never satisfies. Swamiji, supposing I put on a little more weight, no weight is going to satisfy. No weight. Limitations are not meant to satisfy. Limitations always cause dissatisfaction. And therefore, the increase in the amount of wealth that we have is not going to cause satisfaction. That's illogical. Please understand. Even if you want to satisfy yourself with what you have, it's not possible because it's illogical. It's not possible. It's only hoodwinking oneself. Satisfaction is nothing but seeing one's existence as one is. Recognizing one's free existence. Recognizing one's unnegatable existence. Recognizing one's non-dual, peaceful existence. Recognizing one's eternal existence is called satisfaction. Satisfaction is something that is fullness of oneself. Is nothing else. Satisfaction is not an emotion for a thing. It's a name. And therefore, what is ununderstood, this is the truth. Every living being is the answer, is ever satisfied. A living being is by nature ever satisfying. By nature you are ever satisfying to yourself. By nature one is ever satisfying to oneself. And when that is not seen, one always looks at oneself as never satisfying to oneself. Dissatisfaction is always there throughout. Until self-recognition, dissatisfaction is the reality. You know, there is a word, I'm going to say a Hindi word, and I hope you all know that. Do you know in Hindi there is something called nichod? You know nichod? The crux of the matter. The nichod. Do you know the nichod of every effort and every desire and every achievement and every enjoyment? Dissatisfaction is the nichod of life. Understand? Ultimately, dissatisfaction is the nichod of life. And therefore, dissatisfaction is not something that is unnatural. It is very natural in the realm of self-ignorance. Dissatisfaction is not abnormal. When I am not aware of what I am, all that is available is dissatisfaction. All that is available is dissatisfaction. Therefore, don't ask anybody, why are you dissatisfied? Why you live a life of dissatisfaction? What else? Where is satisfaction? Where is it available? कहाँ जाएंगे? ऐसे even if Bhagavan hands over the entire creation and gives it to you on a platter and say you are the owner of it. I am not talking about 200 square meters in Gurgaon. Bhagavan says, I am not talking about your 200 meters in Gudgam. I am handing over the whole creation. Do you think that you will be satisfied? Why? Because you don't live with the creation. You have to live with a view about yourself. And that view is a distorted view. And that distorted view is all the time eating into the vitals of a person. That distorted view tortures a person. That is the torture. It is the view that tortures us. Why? Because not for a second I can brush it aside. I have to live with my view. And therefore, Krishna says here, this truth that everyone is the answer, everyone is the most perfect, everyone is the most satisfying, but ununderstood. But ununderstood. This is the truth of every living being. But he wastes year after year, year after year, decade after decade, the whole life one wastes without ever looking at oneself. He is all the time traveling. He is never looking at, he never stops to look at himself, because it is a fashion to travel. All the time looking at the anatma. I am all the time looking at the world. But who is this person who is looking at the world? He is never looked at. This is what Krishna draws, Gita draws man's attention to the person, the traveler. And therefore, the truth that is ununderstood by the world, that truth, a wise man is wide awake to. That is the first line. Yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. Second line, I will try to explain word by word, try to pick up. Yasyam, jisme, or to which, jagrati is wide awake, bhutani, the whole world. That, the name and form to which the whole world is wide awake. The name and form to which the whole world is wide awake, meaning the name and form which the world only thinks about. The name and form which the world keeps thinking about. Sa nisha pashyato mune. Nisha is feminine gender. That is like a night for a wise man, means he doesn't see it. For him there is no name and form, all that is there is only the self. Meaning, what the wise see, the ignorant don't see. And what the ignorant see, the wise sees as false. This is the nichod. In the last class I said, what you see, I don't see. What I see, you don't see. Barabar ho gaya. In what way do you have a pedestal? Why do you want to sit on a pedestal? What you know, I don't know. What I know, you don't know. This is what everybody say. All this is. What does a Swami know? What do the Jnanis know? The Jnanis know Shastram. But do they know music? They don't know. I know music. Do they know? Do they know sitar? No. Do they know guitar? Every joker with a long hair, they pick up guitar. Hey, you should better to pick up some Sanskrit. It will help you in life. What will you do with guitar? Unless you have decided to become a hippie. And all these, there are girls, teenage girls. A boy with long hair with a guitar in his hand. All these girls say, hey, we'll go after him. Do you think that he is going to give you company for life? A man with a guitar in his hand, hey Rama. These are all jokers. Therefore, you have to have a responsible husband as a partner. Guitar can't sustain you for life. Therefore, anyway, coming back to the point, they say you know Vedanta, but I know Gita, is all barabar. No. What he says is, what Bhagavan says is, what the Vedanta makes you understand is the truth. And independent of Vedanta, what you see through your eyes and ears, is only name and form. Name and form is mithya, means false. The seer of them is the truth. I want you to understand this. If form is false, the truth has to be the seer of it. If form is false, the truth has to be the seer of it. Therefore, a jnani understands the nature of the self, and that the ignorant don't know, and the ignorant thinks only the names and forms will satisfy me. If I collect more and more names and forms, then they will satisfy me. A jnani understands they are never going to satisfy you. They are never going to satisfy you. You may believe, one lives with the belief. One lives not with the satisfaction. One lives with the belief that one day he will be satisfied. And that belief is eternal. That belief can never be realized, because the belief that he is going to be satisfied is not a justifiable belief. It is a lie told to oneself. I lie to myself. Everyone lies to oneself that one day the world will satisfy me. One day my money will make me happy. One day my children will make me happy. One day when I reach a certain level of material achievement, there is a certain level of material achievement which is very, very formidable level of achievement. That formidable level of achievement, material achievement, is going to make me satisfied. Is he going to be satisfied? One lives with only a belief. And he lives with that belief and dies with the belief. It is never a reality. Satisfaction can never be a reality. It is ever a belief. It's ever a belief. Everybody is a believer, and even towards the end of life, he will say, I will. Then ultimately he will give up. This is maybe next life. Next life, better luck. Next life, better luck. In the next life is going to be a ditto of this life. Therefore, everybody lives with the belief that he will become happy. Everybody lives with the belief that he is going to be satisfied. Everybody lives with the belief, hope. It is not even hope, it is a belief, blind belief. Hope has a logic. But here there is no logic. There is no logic. It is illogical to believe. It is illogical to think that what hasn't, the objects can satisfy one. Why? Because ultimately it is not the objects that we are dissatisfied with. It is the self-view that makes us uncomfortable. One is uncomfortable with, not the world. One is uncomfortable with the view. What is that view? I am a mortal, born, biological, insecure, subject to die individual. A miserable view of oneself. And what is the truth? The eternal, the sacred truth is looked at as a mortal individual. And therefore this view, this miserable view about oneself, definitely is what makes us uncomfortable. And that discomfort born of that view will not go away, even if Bhagavan hands over the whole creation on a platter. So, patibat. And therefore here Bhagavan says, The truth is a light for the reflect, for the thinking. It's a light, it's a daylight for him. And for the world, it is darkness. And now, in the last class we were seeing, and we just conclude this word. He said, those who know are always in minority. Very rare is an individual who takes up the topic of himself. Very rare, that's the truth. Very rare is a person who wonders at his own existence. What is this mean? You know, Ramana Maharshi, as even as a boy, the wonder of wonders for him is, what is this me? He was so obsessed with the idea, what is this? Jignasa about oneself alone is valid. Jignasa about oneself. Therefore, what I am telling is, very rare is a person who makes the very person himself the subject matter. To make physics the subject matter, the topic in life, you take up physics for study, some take chemistry for study, some take biology for study in life, that becomes study in life. Some take music for study, some take some architecture as a study, some astrology, astronomy, like these different people, some mathematics, this and that. But all of them are just only studying name and form. It is studying name and form. I'll tell you the example for it. It happens to be a rope, and then you see it as a snake which has stripes. You imagine stripes also on the snake. Studying the various subjects like physics and chemistry and biology and astrology, etc., is like counting the stripes on the snake. It's like counting the stripes on the snake. And studying the self is like discovering there is no snake, all that is there is only rope. See? What a difference. What a difference. Every studying name and form is like studying the kind of water that you see in a desert. It happens to be mirage. Is it sweet water? Is it saline? Is it potable? Is it good for drinking or not? Does it have nutrients or does it not have nutrients, etc., etc.? Does it have bacteria, etc., etc.? This is called analyzing mirage water. And studying the self is like discovering there is no water. Everybody wants to study the form, and Vedanta say, hey, all that is there is only your existence, you are the truth. This is an appearance. What appears to you is an appearance, and you are the truth. Listen to this sentence again. What appears to you is only an appearance. To whom it appears is the truth. You don't appear. You don't appear. The world is appearing to you, your body is also appearing to you, your thoughts are appearing to you, the whole time appears to you, waking appears to you, dream appears to you, and they also disappear to you. I want you to bring in that word to. They appear to you and they disappear to you. Means you only witness that disappearance. Thought appears to you. Okay, take up one thought. One thought appears to you, and when it disappears, who witnesses? Yourself. Therefore it appears to you and it disappears to you. To whom all the names and forms appear, and to whom all of them disappear, is the truth. Negatable. Unnegatable. Because you see the negation of the appearance also. So profound is the truth, so profound is our being. There is no use of unnecessarily sitting and crying in life and wasting time. Don't waste time grudging people, grumbling with people, complaining about this and that. Just really a kind of be content with what you have. You can always work to have something for survival. Make yourself and understand that great truth that lies within you. There is no use of complaining about the world. What is the use? It is wasting life. All the time complaining. What do we get? The whole day we get preoccupied with really thinking about people and then making comments about them and running them down and then liking them, hating them, being jealous of them. It's all like really wasting time. Too precious life being wasted, is it not? Too precious life. It's too precious. The wave has a short life during which it should discover it in water. Otherwise it will dissolve and again it will wake up. Again it will be born as a wave and again he has got only one duty, to discover that it is water. It lives as a wave, it lives, say for a day, with the fear of death. And it will die, it will just subside. And again it will rise with the same sense of fear and live with that fear and die. And again it will rise with the same sense of fear. But that short time, instead of running down other ways, instead of complaining about other ways, if it listens to a literature which talks to it about its nature, and then if it discovers that it is water, it gets liberated. That life is very short. It is not short or long, it's too precious. An opportunity that presents itself is too precious. Any opportunity that comes before you, please, it's very precious. Life itself is an opportunity for the eternal to understand its eternity. Therefore, don't waste time by indulging in redundant things. Duty is sacred, love to do it. Helping the helpless is sacred, do it. Sit and pray to God is excellent prayer. Just pray to God, God guide me towards the truth. Guide me towards the truth. Create in me vairagyam, create in me inspiration for the truth. You'll be able to say that? Inspire me to understand the truth. Thus get occupied with the right things rather than wasting time. And don't look for a company. I'm just concluding this word. Don't look for a company on your path to the truth, because nobody is going to oblige you. People don't give you proper company even over a cup of tea. Sometimes you want to have the company of someone. You would like that person to come and sit with you and enjoy a cup of tea. Does that person oblige you? I don't think so. Not always. Kabhi. It all depends upon your bhagyam. Who knows? That is not an ordinary path. Suppose you want your daughters to come and sit with you and talk to you and have a cup of tea. They will not oblige you always. They will say, we are going out. Daughters will say, we are going out. We are going to have our tea, our coffee in somewhere. So, mommy, you have your tea at home and... What is that? They say, people don't oblige you. People don't oblige you in giving you company. People don't oblige you. Over a cup of tea don't oblige you. Do you think that they are going to give you company to the truth? Just going round the fire in it is such a mess. Even on the day of marriage, you are going to begin the life and just you have to take 3 rounds. And while making rounds, they are fighting. Now don't come that way, come this way. And the other person says, Patta hai. Patta hai. What company? It's a deception. And it does not in any way mean you should not respect company. Please don't misunderstand. Enjoy company. Respect every company. And because that applies to you also. Just as you can't have somebody's company, somebody can't have you as a company. Just as others can't oblige you, you also never oblige. We're all in the same boat. Therefore, respect the company when it is there. Enjoy the company that is there. And be strong enough to pursue the truth on your own. Pursue the truth on your own. Like when you pursue your freedom, not in company, everybody wants to be. Like when you fall asleep, you don't look for any companion. Just fall asleep. When you feel hungry, you don't look for a company. Feel thirsty, unless you drink, I won't drink. You will say that. Please don't drink, I want to drink. I want to. You snatch it in fact. Therefore, the logic always tells, the sanity always tells us that there is no logic at all in waiting for a company to pursue the truth. We don't pursue. There is no company. In our search for freedom, in our search for peace, in our search for our fullness, in our search for truth, everybody is solitary. Everybody is alone. That is not something to be sad about. That's not sadness. I say that is what is available. If that is what is available, then there is no need to be sad about. Why? Because company is a distraction when it comes to the truth. When you want to have distraction from the truth, company helps you. Understand this. Company helps you to have distraction from the truth. Hardly does a company take you to the truth. Company will distract. And yet, having understood this, respect company. Because we all, for survival, company is a must. Family is very sacred. Relationships are very sacred. Respect them. Relationships are sacred. Respect them. At the same time, your personal study to know the truth is also sacred. That is also sacred. This is over. Now, the next verse we are going to see. In the next verse, Bhagavan is going to say, he is going to say something very nice here in this verse. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashanti mapnoti nakama kami. The last bit of the last phrase, na kama kami. A person who craves for material pleasures can never relax in life. Na kama kami, the one who is all the time craving for pleasures. He just can't sit quiet. He wants to either see something nice or restless. That's called restlessness. He wants to see something, eat something, drink something, taste something, ye karo, wo karo, kuch na kuch, hoga, something. He always wants to enjoy something. Kama kami is the one, kama means an object, kami means the craver, the one who craves for the objects. the one who craves for the sensory pleasures. No, he can never relax and know himself. Kama kami na. Shantim apnoti. Then go back. Kama kami shantim na apnoti. A kama kami, a craver of the objects can never relax, can never be relaxed, and he can never gain shanti. Because this is in conformity with the previous verse we saw. The one who is peaceful is comfortable, but the one who is merely comfortable need not be peaceful. Objects cannot give me shanti, but when I am peaceful, then I am peaceful with the objects. I am comfortable with whatever is available. I am comfortable with a humbler situation or a bigger situation. I can be peaceful with simple. I can absolutely be comfortable with a humbler situation. I can be, when I am peaceful, I can be peaceful in the situation of Sudama. When I am peaceful, I can be peaceful in the situation of Krishna. When you are peaceful, you can be peaceful in the situation of a Sudama and in the situation of Krishna also. And that Shanti is not derived from the world. That Shanti is the result of the clarity about yourself, your Shastram. I want to say this, your Shastram, because we are yet to discover that we have a Shastram, which is a fantastic scripture, which by going into which you stop even really thinking about how much money you have and how much you don't have. This dwelling on the material things will not be there because so glorious is there. What is unfolded here is so glorious, the material achievements simply fade out. In the light of what the Shastra say, these names and forms fade out. In the substantiality of water, that name and form way fades out. What is a way? In the light of the substance, the sumptuous substance called the water, the wave fades out. Called the sand, that water fades out. And therefore, the self is that sumptuous, ever-satisfying or ever-satisfying, ever-evident conscious being. It's not an illusion. Your existence is not an illusion. Man has illusions about his existence, not his existence. Did you hear that? Man has illusions, wrong views about his existence, but his existence is the truth. His existence is a reality, and therefore, here Bhagavan says, well, the Shanti comes from the clarity about yourself, and a person cannot get clarity unless he is able to relax and look at himself. And he cannot relax and look at himself unless he understands these objects, what they give is nothing great. So kuch zyada kuch nahi, nothing great about it. Don't put the objects on a pedestal. There is nothing in it. What is there is wealth? You buy a few things. There are a few things which you can eat in this world. There are a few things which you can drink. There are a few things which you can see and hear. What is there? Thankful. What is it? All the time you are just buying and eating and munching. What is? It's not a great bhoga. Ultimately you develop a stomach pain. There's nothing great about it. You have a lot of money, you go all over, shopping. Ultimately what do you get? You get nothing but millions now. So the housewife goes about shopping along with her husband. Husband says, why does she want to shop so much? And then she gets a stomach pain and he gets migraines. You understand? He gets migraines. What is happening? What is the result? You get nothing. Therefore, understand, there is hardly anything. This world, what it can give, doesn't match what I want. Please think this line. This world, what it gives us, can't match what we want. What this world can give, can't match, can't come anywhere near what we want. बहुत बड़ी बात है. What man wants is eternity, and what this world offers is one more year. Yeah. All your exercises can only give you handful of years more. Is that eternity? That eternity. What this world can give is just a few more thoughts. What man wants is the absolute, the unlimited. Thus, discovering, seeing through the bluff of the objects is called wisdom. You see through the bluff of the objects. Meaning what? Hey, they don't have much to give me. My need is much more than what this world can give me. What we want is the satisfaction, shanti, unnegatable satisfaction, unnegatable peace, unnegatable serenity, unnegatable existence is what every heart craves for. And that can the world give? Not give. Therefore here Krishna says, Nakama Kami. Now, anyway, I have covered the last phrase. A person who is all the time giving too much of value, too much of weight to these objects, can't really give weight to himself, he can't relax. He values the world more than he values himself. He can't relax. Therefore, he can never discover the glory inside. Therefore, who can understand then? Who can understand? Now, look at the verse, first one. Apuryamanam. This is a very beautiful verse. You have to hear it very patiently. Samudra. You know, there is a particular thing called Samudra. Can you put this off? Samudra means the sea. And Bhagavan says it is always full. Apuryamanam. Asamantat puryamanam. Full to the brim. Think of the sea which is full to the brim. It is overflowing. Every sea is overflowing anyway. It is so overflowing. It overflows into the sky also. Becomes clouds. There is so much of water in the sea. That's called fullness. Get an idea of fullness. Samudra is called full, Apuryama. Now I want you to understand this. The sea is full in comparison to a river. The sea is of fullness in comparison to the wells, canals, streams. And now all these canals and streams and rivers and the wells and tanks and lakes, all these things are called incomplete. They are not full, they are small. But all these things ultimately flow into the sea. Let us take only the streams. All the streams stem from the sea, rise from the sea, stay away from the sea for a while and go back to the sea. Okay, up to this it is clear? Apuryamanam, the sea, and because it is full, achala pratishtham. I want you to look at that word, because these are all words which you know it. You know, a lot that is said here is already a part of your language, your culture, your sanskara. It is there. You're all nothing but really, you all carry the sanskaras of Vedanta. In India, there is no other sanskara than the sanskara of Brahma Vidya. That's why this country is called Bharat. Bha means Brahma Vidya, Rata means Ramanam, reveling. This is a land in which the individuals revel in Brahma Vidya. It's a land of self-knowledge. It's a land of self-discovery. And therefore, don't look upon what is said as something strange to you. There is nothing strange to you. It is just really, you have to be a little receptive. जिद थोड़ा छोड़ना पड़ता है बस, और कुछ नहीं. जो आप लोग जिद करते हैं ना, ये सब हमें पता नहीं है, हम वी आर ऑल कॉन्वेंट एजुकेटेड, हमको तो बाइबल के बारे में ज्यादा मालूम है, भगवत गीता के बारे में कुछ पता नहीं है. दिस ऑल व्हाट? जिद. You minus जिद, you are already wise. Achala means, you know, chala means mobile. Achala means at one place. There it is not restless. It's not restless. Samudra is not restless. It is restful. It is full and restful. And in order to be restful, you have to be full. When the pots are half full, they make a lot of noise. When the pot is full, it is restful. When the pots are empty, they make much more noise. When they are half full, then also they make noise. When they are full, they are restful. Therefore, Samudra is not only full, but also restful. That is called Achala. Pratishtham. Achala Pratishtham means it rests restfully. That resting, Pratishtham means rooted. It is rooted in being full and restful. It doesn't have to be made restful. Samudra, it doesn't have to be steadied. You don't have to steady the sea. It is all the time restful. Apuryamana, achala pratishtham, samudram. And your existence is like that. You just connect it. The self, our nature is like that samudra. We are by nature like that samudra. Means full and ever restful. We are fundamentally a peaceful, restful, full being. Okay, up to that it's clear. The next point, the streams enter the sea. The rivers enter the sea. The streams enter the sea. Each stream has a name before it reaches the sea. There is Ganga. There is Ganga. There is Yamuna. There is Sindhu. There are so many rivers. There is Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada, Brahmaputra. There are so many plus. There are so many other rivers. Amazon river. All great rivers are there. Each one has a name. Each one has a look. Each one has a look and a name. But when they reach the Samudra, they lose their name and form. बहुत बड़ी बात है. All the streams, when they reach the samudra, they don't lose their existence, they only lose their name and form. There is a big difference between losing existence and losing name and form. Able to follow? Rivers, when they reach the ocean, when the streams reach the sea, they don't lose their existence, they don't lose their being, they only lose their label. They lose their label. They become one with the sea. They are the sea. A river minus the label is the sea. Where else can the river lose its label? ये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है जी. You have to hear. You have to hear. आराम से जाएंगे. Just another 5 minutes. हमको भी जाना है जी घर. हमको भी जाना है. आप लोग तो 1 घंटा के लिए आए, मैं तो 7:30 बजे को आकर बैठते हैं. हमको भी जाना है. आराम से जाएंगे. Either we swim or sink together. Therefore, please, towards the end, let there be no disturbance. That is, where can the river lose its label? Please tell me. The river can lose its label only in the sea. Man can lose his label only in the sea, in the full nature of himself. In Paramatma, man can lose all his labels, man can lose all his limitations, man can lose all his imperfections, man can lose all his idiosyncrasies, etc. in the light of his own Swarupa, the Samudram. The mind can lose all its labels and imperfections in its own source, the Samudra. Samudram apa pravishanti yadvat. So when the streams reach the sea, Samudram apaha means waters. Pravishanti means enter. Yadvat means just as. Now we say, think of the way the rivers meet the sea. Krishna says, think of the way the rivers meet the sea. What do you mean by that? They meet the sea and then lose their labels. When they lose their labels, they stand full. Is it not? They are one with the Samudra. Therefore, man's fear, human fear is losing a label, is losing existence. He thinks label is his identity. Man's identity is eternal. These labels, are not our identity. That I am a Hindu is not our identity. That I am a Muslim is not our identity. That we are Christian is not our identity. That we are even human form is not our identity. Human form is not our identity, because if this were our identity, we would never be able to leave it. But every time we want to be peaceful, we leave it. What does that prove? I have to leave the label to be peaceful. बहुत बड़ी बात है ये. In order to fall asleep, meaning what? In order to be restful, meaning what? In order to be peaceful, what do? You leave the body. You leave the form, yes. You leave the form. Sleep on the bed and leave it. Hey Rama, शरीर को छोड़ देते हैं in order to be peaceful. What does it prove? You can't be peaceful unless you leave your labels. The labels are false. The self is the truth. Our existence is the truth. Our being is the truth. Our labels are falls. When you are fast asleep, are you a Hindu? Okay. I will ask a nearer home question. Are you a Punjabi? Are you a Punjabi? When you are fast asleep, are you a Punjabi? Is there a gender? That means this clearly tells, when you lose your labels, you become full. When you assume the labels and forget the fullness, then you only become a struggler, you become incomplete. Labels make us incomplete. Label itself doesn't, but then self-ignorance. If I don't know what I am, and if I just equate myself only with the label, equation with the labels makes us incomplete. And freedom from the labels is fullness. And even this body is a label. Even human form is a label, is upadhi. In Sanskrit, the word for label is upadhi. I want you to hear this. The word, the Sanskrit term for the label is upadhi. Upadhi. Even this body is an upadhi. Is upadhi. Understand now? And freedom from upadhi is freedom. Therefore, when the streams meet the sea, what is the first casualty? Upadhis. The streams leave all the upadhis and they become full. They become full. We'll continue these words in the next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Udichyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.